The courtroom fell silent as he entered. Dressed in all black with dark sunglasses, his hands trembling slightly, but his voice unwavering, Kanye West took the stand in what would become one of the most shocking testimonies in entertainment history. No one expected what was about to unfold in the trial of Sean "Diddy" Combs. The gallery watched in tense anticipation as Kanye adjusted the microphone. Days of disturbing testimony had already left the jurors visibly shaken, but nothing could have prepared them for what would happen next. "I'm not here to talk about music," Kanye began, his voice carrying across the stunned courtroom. "I'm here to talk about murder." Gasps echoed through the room. The judge pounded his gavel, demanding order, but the tension remained palpable. Kanye explained that he had come to speak not just about Diddy's alleged criminal behavior, but about what he described as the systematic takedown of Michael Jackson. This wasn't tabloid gossip or a backstage rumor. According to Kanye, the same powerful forces that had attempted to have him institutionalized were connected to those who surrounded Michael in his final days. He pointed directly at Fahim Muhammad, Diddy's longtime head of security, who had also been hired as Jackson's personal bodyguard just months before his death in 2009. Fahim wasn't there for protection, Kanye claimed. He was there to make sure Michael didn't talk. Kanye testified that the same people who had warned him to conform or face consequences had delivered a similar message to Michael Jackson years earlier. "If you go against us, you won't make it to the stage," he quoted, claiming this message had been relayed to both him and Michael in different forms. But Michael didn't listen, and neither did I. Then came the bombshell. Kanye claimed he had heard Michael's final voicemail, reportedly played for him in confidence by the Jackson family. In it, Michael sounded terrified, breathing heavily and whispering as if someone might be listening. The last line of the message allegedly said, "And tell him it's Puffy, he knows, he's here." The gallery froze. Jurors looked horrified. Diddy was seen gripping the edge of the table, his lawyers urgently whispering in his ear. Kanye simply repeated, "Michael knew." Kanye focused heavily on Fahim Muhammad, questioning why the most famous man on earth would entrust his life to a relatively inexperienced young man with no high-level security background. Why would Michael Jackson, the most targeted celebrity on the planet, hire a 20-something recent graduate from Sacramento State? Kanye asked the court. According to testimony from Conrad Murray's 2011 trial, Fahim wasn't selected by Jackson himself, but was introduced through industry connections that allegedly traced back to Sean Combs. Kanye claimed that Fahim had been working for Diddy in various capacities, even unofficially, and that his role in Jackson's security detail was more about control than protection. He had access to Michael's schedule, his prescriptions, his staff, and most dangerously, his fears. Kanye testified. He noted that Fahim had later become a guest speaker at the prestigious Wharton School, which Kanye suggested raised red flags about potential intelligence connections. "What kind of bodyguard speaks at Wharton?" he asked the jury. "Not one who carries a gun, one who carries a mission." Kanye referenced rumors that Fahim had helped clear hard drives and erase security footage from Michael's mansion after his death. And now, he said, this same man helps Diddy run his empire. Kanye shifted to discussing what he called handlers, shadowy figures allegedly placed in celebrities' lives to control and silence them. He pointed to his former trainer, Harley Pasternak, as his own handler, someone who once allegedly threatened to have Kanye committed to a psychiatric facility if he didn't comply with certain demands. "That man threatened to lock me up in a psych ward for not behaving," Kanye told the jury. "What do you think happens to people who don't play along?" He drew a direct connection between Harley and Fahim. Two different handlers, two different artists, one goal: control. According to Kanye, Michael Jackson faced a similar situation, except his handler didn't just threaten to drug him. This one had the keys to his house, his medicine cabinet, and his fate. Kanye outlined a disturbing pattern. Michael gains power by owning half of Sony's catalog, challenges Tommy Mottola, protests in public, then suddenly he's sick, sedated, and dead with Fahim Muhammad in charge of his security. Similarly, Kanye rises to fame, challenges major corporations and industry figures, refuses to fall in line, and suddenly faces public breakdown, hospitalization, and canceled deals, becoming what he called a modern-day Michael. Kanye's testimony took an even darker turn as he recounted what he claimed was shared with him by someone within the Jackson family. A final phone call made by Michael just days before his death. The voicemail, never played for the public but reportedly saved by a family insider, captured Michael's growing fear and anxiety. "I don't feel safe," Kanye quoted from the alleged message. "He's here. I know he is. They're trying to take everything." The final words chilled the courtroom. "Tell them it's Puffy. He knows he's here. Please protect the kids." Kanye questioned why Michael's longtime security staff had suddenly been replaced, why Fahim had been put in place, and by whom. He noted that Michael's security camera system had reportedly malfunctioned on the night of his death. Michael's security cameras were down just like the Diddy tunnel footage disappeared, he said, referring to another incident in the trial. Then Kanye proposed a theory that stunned the room. What if Michael wasn't supposed to die from propofol? What if he was being prepared for something else and someone panicked? He pointed to the enormous financial stakes. Michael was worth billions in publishing rights, and his comeback tour was expected to break global records. That catalog, Kanye added, is worth killing for. He concluded this portion with a damning statement. Michael's death was the cleanest business move Sony ever made. Kanye expanded his testimony to include what he described as a broader pattern of silenced artists who had challenged the system. Whitney Houston, DMX, Prince, Amy Winehouse, Lisa Left Eye Lopes, he recited solemnly. Each one tried to break free. Each one tried to speak truth, and each one is gone. He detailed how Prince had openly battled Warner Brothers for the rights to his music and warned others about contracts that control your soul. Prince was later found unresponsive in an elevator after allegedly warning friends that someone was trying to silence him. Whitney Houston, Kanye claimed, had once told Clive Davis she knew too much about certain industry parties allegedly linked to Diddy's circle. "They paint you crazy so they don't have to explain your death," he said. He referenced Lisa Left Eye Lopes, who recorded a video days before her fatal car accident in Honduras, saying she was being followed and that spirits were warning her. She said she was being hunted, Kanye testified, and her car went off a road with no barriers. Kanye insisted these weren't coincidences, but coordinated purges of non-compliant artists. When you stop being useful to the machine, or you speak out, or you own too much, you become a liability, he explained. According to Kanye, the Diddy brand wasn't just about music, it was about power, leverage, and control, a front for something far more sinister. He referenced a lawsuit filed by producer Lil Rod, which alleged that Diddy orchestrated parties involving sex trafficking, drugs, and bribery. But Kanye told the jury this was just the surface. The real operation, he claimed, is about influence, about control, and about eliminating threats. He alleged that Diddy maintained ties with executives, politicians, and former intelligence agents. This is why people disappear. This is why lawsuits vanish, Kanye said. You can't fight this. With a lawyer, you fight it with a spotlight. Kanye cited the federal raids on Diddy's homes, claiming that not all of the seized footage was revealed to the public. I've seen parts of it, he said. Tunnels, documents, names. Some of the names are still in the industry. Some of them run companies. Some of them sit in this courtroom. He described what he called the pyramid. A network of assistants, stylists, producers, trainers, bodyguards, and lawyers who allegedly served a central purpose: silence and surveillance. You're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to talk. And if you do, you'll never work again. Or worse, Kanye claimed. He again pointed to Fahim Muhammad as the enforcer, the one who allegedly makes the calls, clears the phones, tells you to shut up or sleep forever. Fahim was there when Michael died. Fahim is here now. What changed? Kanye asked rhetorically before concluding. The industry didn't just kill Michael. It turned his death into a business model. As Kanye spoke these words in open court, the room sat in stunned silence. His accusations weren't vague. They were direct, specific, and damning. Diddy remained motionless at the defense table, but observers noticed his clenched jaw, twitching fingers, and furious whispers to his legal team. His carefully crafted composure was visibly cracking. At one point, Kanye locked eyes with Diddy and said slowly, "You know what you did to him. You watched the king fall." The room erupted with murmurs. The judge struck the gavel repeatedly, calling for order. Reporters whispered frantically into their phones, documenting every detail as if history was unfolding before their eyes. According to court observers, Diddy visibly shook his head at Kanye's statements but didn't verbally deny them. One journalist tweeted, "Diddy's face went blank, like he wasn't in control anymore." Kanye continued, referencing past meetings with Michael Jackson. "He told me he was scared. He told me people were following him, that he felt like someone inside his own home was planning against him." He never said Diddy's name back then, Kanye admitted, but the description of the person matched Fahim Muhammad. Young, calm, always watching, someone Michael never hired himself. He didn't trust him. This part of Kanye's testimony felt less like an outburst and more like a revelation. The courtroom wasn't witnessing a celebrity meltdown. They were watching a man unburdening himself of something he said he had carried for years. "I'm not here to entertain," Kanye concluded. "I'm here because a man died and another man got rich from it." Kanye's testimony didn't just detonate. Inside the courtroom, it created a media storm unlike anything in recent memory. Every outlet from CNN to TMZ ran headlines. Kanye West says Diddy had Michael Jackson killed, and courtroom chaos as Kanye accuses Diddy of orchestrating MJ's death. What truly shocked the world was the response from the Jackson family. Jermaine Jackson posted emotionally on Instagram. Kanye said what we couldn't say for 15 years. "My brother was murdered and the industry knows it." LaToya Jackson issued a statement through her attorney. "I've said it before, Michael didn't die from an overdose. He died because someone wanted him silenced. We're now ready to speak under oath." Then came leaked internal emails, reportedly obtained by an anonymous whistleblower from AAG, suggesting executives were aware Michael was physically unfit for his comeback tour, but proceeded anyway. One chilling email allegedly read, "He doesn't need to be well. He just needs to make it through opening night." Former Jackson staff members began contacting the court, offering to testify. One claimed they saw unfamiliar security personnel inside Michael's home the night before he died. Another said Michael had grown so paranoid he would sleep with music blasting to drown out voices he thought were being piped through the walls. Legal experts began revisiting Fahim Muhammad's role, questioning why he wasn't cross-examined during Conrad Murray's trial. "We missed something," said a retired detective who worked the Jackson case in 2009. This wasn't just bad medicine. This may have been a setup. The trial wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It had become a referendum on the music industry itself, its alleged cover-ups and control mechanisms. Kanye West, once dismissed by many as unstable, had placed himself at the center of what could become one of the most significant legal cases in entertainment history. The question lingering in everyone's mind: if Kanye's allegations contain even a grain of truth, if Diddy played even a small part in orchestrating the downfall of one of the greatest entertainers who ever lived, then this trial isn't just a legal proceeding, it's a reckoning. Disclaimer: this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents are either the products of imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. This content is created for entertainment purposes only.